A very good evening to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am Neha, Ambassador of Change for GETI, that is Global Education and Training Institute, an idea about which we just saw right now. And this is Detox, and today I am honored and very thrilled to have with us Ms. Pinky Bharus, who is a professional speaker and a self-discovery coach and a TEDx speaker, and who has gathered and amassed a lot of audience and following for her agenda. And today, she's going to condense all of her vast experience, and we'll be talking about speak to connect. I think an idea which is very important for the education fraternity, especially for our students, is because when we speak with the intent of either answering back or, with the intent of attacking the other person sometimes. This is something that we do as kids a lot. But the intent and the idea of speaking should be to connect with the other person on a level that we understand their conversation, on a level that we understand their thoughts much better, which is what ma'am will be doing, ma'am will be helping us today with. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us so gracefully and kindly today, despite some, issues in communication. Thank you so much yet again for, listening to our concept and adhering to it. We're very grateful to you for that. Thank you so much for joining, and a very warm welcome once again to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Neha, for the warm welcome. Indeed. So, I believe let's start. So, first of all, Neha, are you and all those present online, are you excited that what's going to happen today?
Yes, ma'am.
You already heard from Neha. It's speak to connect. And I believe it says all. it says it all. But how do we speak to connect? And Neha, I must compliment you for one thing which you said, that we are always in a rush to reply. So that's a wonderful start. A lesson from Neha, that she says that listen, then respond. So let us not react. So a wonderful start to this session. Now let's start with, why do we speak? What is the reason we should speak? So, first of all, when we speak, for example, when I'm talking to you all, whether it's Neha here or whether you all listening to me online, I'm speaking and have an opportunity to impact. And I believe if I'm able to touch a life, I'm able to bring a change in one person's life, my job is done. So, isn't that a wonderful thing? Second, I get an opportunity to communicate, to share with you all, to talk to you all, to interact with you all, to share with you all my ideas, my thoughts, and of course, listen to you all, because I'm sure you all will have questions and you all will have comments, and I would love to listen to them. And as a speaker, best what I love, I get an opportunity to travel. Isn't that wonderful? I've been to different cities, even outside of India, and that is the best part I love. And what change it has brought in me, it has made me more confident. I always try to do different things. So, yes, that has made me more creative. And of course, when I'm talking, speaking, interacting, my journey for learning continues, because always I'm trying to do different things, and that makes it beautiful. So that is the reason why we should never ever hesitate to speak. Now let's move on and understand what can help us to connect. That is the keys to connect. So how, yes, absolutely. So first thing I would say is simplicity. We always, sometimes we feel, oh no, we should, how do we bring this, how do we do that? Most of the time I've observed is simplicity is what connect. The best thing is, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to speak in such a manner, in simple language, that everyone everyone present in the audience just understands it. Now it does not mean that you do not dress according to the occasion. You have to dress according to the occasion. You have to dress according to where you have been invited. That is separate. But by simplicity, I mean the language, the connection, the ways. Then your conversation should be very crisp, very clear, short sentences. Now, why I'm saying short sentences? Now, I'm a part of Toastmasters International. I'm a part of District 98. And there we conduct impromptu sessions of speaking where you get a topic and you have to speak impromptu. What happens, what I've realized is whenever any speaker is given a topic, which is lengthy, he or she tends to ask the topic, hey, what was the topic? Can you help me again? Now, if you want to understand why that happens, it happens because by the time we are hearing the last part of the sentence, we have already forgotten the first part. So, yes, a tip, shorter sentences are more impactful. Next thing I would like to share with you all is that we many a times focus on words. Hey, what word should we use here? But we should also focus on non-verbal communication. We should also remember that our face, our voice also speaks. So, for example, a sentence, a very simple sentence. Shall we skip this? Now, if I say it in two different tones, two or three different tones, you'll understand what I'm trying to say. Neha, shall we skip this? Which means I'm getting irritated. Neha, Neha, shall we skip this? Yeah, I'm trying to say the excitement. So different same sentences can be said in different styles, and that voice change in facial expressions will give the clue exactly that what you are trying to say. Neha, shall we skip this? I'm angry. So that is how we connect. Non-verbal is important. Stories. Now, many a times we love to say stories, and I recommend that yes, we must include stories. But what we should also include is the dialogues. Now, by dialogues, I means don't narrate. Tell them the conversation. Show them the conversation. How two people were talking, what was happening. So that way, we are showing the audience and we are able to connect with them better. Build character. Describe. Describe using the five senses of the audience. For example, Neha and those online, if I tell you, hey, the other day I had a delicious, yummy chocolate cake. Now, here, if you see, I've already used adjectives. So, what do I mean by describing? Hey, Neha, and all those present online. That day I was so hungry and I went to a bakery nearby. As soon as I opened the door, I got the scent of different flavors, whether it was pineapple, strawberry, chocolate, vanilla. And then I could hear a child shouting, hey, Mama, can I have that pastry? And then my eyes fell on a chocolate cake, heart-shaped chocolate cake, which had border of Kit Kat chocolates. And then it had on toppings of shiny blue small beads. I immediately purchased that, and when I reached home and sliced the cake, and when I touched it, it was so soft and juicy. And when I ate, it just melted in my mouth. So, what I did here, I tried to give you an example of how I felt the same with my five senses. So, that will help you be with me at that bakery. Next, coming to topics. Topics, of course, we have to select as a speaker one with which we are well versed with. Even if not well versed with, something which we can connect to. Now, for example, if I'm invited anywhere, and it has happened before, where come and give a lecture on something topic related to science, I say no. Hey, that is not my niche. That is not my genre. And I then suggest them, maybe you can call this person. Because if I go and speak there, I'm not going to help anyone. Neither that is going to help me. So, know your niche. Know the topic you would be well versed with. Emotions, how that topic is connected emotionally to you. Because if you are connected with that topics, Neha and everyone else, then only you would be able to connect the audience to the same. See how you can make that general topic into being specific, because you need to connect, and being specific is also a key. Now, when we speak, sometimes it happens when we are speaking, sometimes we leave some questions unanswered. For example, if I say, hey, I went there, but when I came out, I was injured and I was in pain. And if I don't tell them why was I injured, why was in pain, I'm leaving some question unanswered. And then the audience will be stuck. Hey, why did Pinky feel the pain? Why was Pinky injured? What actually happened there? So see from your side that no questions are left unanswered. I would also like to tell you all that be prepared for the worst. Today, if you see, I'm sharing a PowerPoint presentation. Now, it may happen due to some technical reason we would not be able to share that PPT. Does that mean I will not present my talk? I will not interact with you all? I will not communicate with you all? No, that's not possible, right? So I have to be prepared for the worst. And yes, whenever you practice, because whenever you go for any talk, you are given a timeline. See, when you practice, you practice keeping the timing in mind. And yes, never ever, never ever hesitate to make mistakes. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes because you learn from those mistakes, and then the next day you are a better version of yourself. Now let's see what's next. So yes, there's a question and answer. After every talk. So Neha, if we, yeah, okay, I'll just take care of that 1 second. Yes. So if you are, at the end of talk shows usually, or wherever you are invited, there's always a question and answer round. I believe you also have an opportunity to ask questions through the comment section. If you don't know any answer, tell them, hey, that's a wonderful question, but we together need to find out. Never ever give any answer on assumption. That is something I learned from the principal where I used to work, Mrs. Meenu Hirade. She used to tell us that never any answer question on any assumption. Answer when only you are sure of. Next, plan what props you would use, plan what activities you can involve in your talk, how you would engage the audience. Now let me tell you all, humor is a wonderful way to engage people. Love to laugh with you, but at the same time I would suggest, don't force the humor. Don't just fit in because I have don't just fit any joke just for the sake of helping everyone laugh. No. See how that joke can fit in your speech and if it is related to your speech. I always believe in self depreciating humor on yourself rather than on anyone else. And yes, suspense is another hook. For example, I'll tell you, I started one of my talk with the sound of an ambulance. And at the end, I tell them why that's sound of an ambulance I had used. So people were hooked. They were eager to know. Of course, it had a good connect to my speech, but they were wanting to know that why did I use that. So see how you can keep the suspense also. And what is crucial? Your opening, your closing is very crucial. Opening to connect you with the audience, closing so that they remember the message, the takeaway which you have to give. And also, the structure matters. Whenever you're writing your speech, see that structure is in a sequence. Everything falls in place. Another technique which I have used many a time is called the break technique, the example of which I told you about the ambulance sound. So I took part of the speech, I told about it in the opening, and then I came back to it and told why I told that. So that is another technique which is called the break technique. And also, of course, we work upon the transition, but many on the structure, but many times we forget to work upon the transitions. How do we connect? There's something opening, body, closing. But how do you connect the opening with the body? How do you connect the body with the closing of the speech? That is called transition. That link is also very important. You need to work upon that too. And also, when you are on stage, don't hide behind the lectern. Be at the center of the stage if you are on the physical stage. If you are online, for example, if you see today what I have done, even I am there equally and same proportion. My PowerPoint presentation is also there. You both have to be there. You have to be present to connect. And last, use surrounding wherever possible. For example, if you see what I was trying to do today, I was trying to take Neha's name, I was trying to acknowledge the online audience as many times as possible. Of course, in the physical scenario or where I can see audience, I would pick few. And that is how I am using my surrounding wherever possible. So you can use the same. And now let's see, how do we prepare to get the opportunities to speak? First of all, know your niche. Know the topic very well. Know it clearly what you would like to speak about. For me, it's very simple. I love to speak about how you can know your skills, how you can identify your skills, how you know yourself better, how you can love yourself. Then it is be visible. Yeah, 1 second. Sorry. Yeah. So, how to get opportunities? Know your niche. You have to be visible. You have to be ready to speak whenever you want. Sometimes it happens that you may get opportunity. Hey, after 2 days, there's this event, and you say, hey, no, I'm not prepared. Should I accept? But if you have something ready beforehand, you would not hesitate to accept that offer. And last, build your network. You have to be responsible to build your network, and that is how you can do that. Now, how to get opportunities? I'll just work on that. And where to find opportunities? Also, we have that. Where to find opportunities? It's an open mic. Many times we have open mics, and most of the time, there's no charge for it. Go take opportunities. Go and speak there. Join any speaking club. See how you can participate there. As I said, build your network, use your network, and be active on social media. That is another way. See where you can build your reach on social media. See how you can maximize your followers. Post everything. It can be everything by mean like maybe twice in a week is good. A short video or a poster or anything you have done, any tip you would like to share related to your knowledge, related to what you speak about. Let people know what you are doing. Now, you may get opportunities to speak. Then, what to ask? Whenever you're given a call, hey, we would like to invite you for a talk. So, these are the questions which you can ask them. What is the occasion? Why are you being invited for? Understand that. Where? How? How will it be offline event? Will it be online event? What is the medium? Then what? What are the expectations? What are they looking from you? What language do they need you to speak? Initially, I believe it was 2.5 years before, all these things I never used to ask. So once I was invited, I accepted the offer and I went. Later on, I realized it would have been better if my talk would have been in Hindi instead of English. Don't assume. So check everything before. That will help you connect better. Are there any restrictions? So like where you are going, are there any restrictions? Are you allowed to engage audience in any activity? What are the restrictions? Check that. Also check from the organizer. Hey, who will be the audience? What will be the strength? These all small things matter. Timing. How much time will you have? How can you involve audience? So these things matter. And last but not, grab every opportunity to network and grab every opportunity to speak. So I would leave you all here, and if there are any questions or any comments, I would love to hear them and know them.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that very insightful and very detailed, full of examples presentation. I would say, I think this talk was specifically for our students. So, if you could also elaborate the role of teachers, if you'd like to take that question, the role of teachers in helping students, what could they do in the classroom maybe to help students, speak to connect, as you would like to say, how they can help mold students in that way that they listen not just with the intent of answering but also with the intent of connecting with the other person.
So, first of all, the same applies to us.
Yep.
Students follow teachers. So when we start listening before answering our students, and I'm taking it on myself too, because I have also worked as a teacher. So sometimes
Okay.
there's so much load at times that, oh no, let this be done, let this be done. Okay, okay, okay. Oh yes, listen, I'll listen to you later. No.
Yep.
Give
Yep. Yep.
everybody an opportunity to speak. See what kind of contest, by contest, healthy competitions you can hold. Like it can be 2 minutes story or anything, not only contest, even during if you're teaching something. Now there are so many methods apart from textbooks. We have changed, the world has changed. See how you can use technology, see how you can involve them, you can make groups, how they can work in groups, how you can come, how the kids can come forward and do presentations. Simple
Absolutely. Yep.
simple things. Give them opportunities and let it be related to your lesson only, because of course we say that, hey, if we do this, our lessons will not be complete, our syllabus will not be complete. See how you can give a twist to your syllabus. Let them come
Well,
and press. It so happens that let them do role plays. Students can be given opportunities to be teachers. For let them assign beforehand, hey, this is the topic, and tomorrow she will be here for 5 minutes and she will serve as a teacher. She will be role playing teacher, and this part is going to explain by her. So what are we doing? The good part is that student herself is trying to understand, and of course, you are there as a teacher to pitch in whenever required and correct if the students make mistake. It's okay. Like today, I Neha already told you I'm not habituated to use PowerPoint slides.
yep.
My style of speaking is it's just me, speakers, we talk, interact. So today, if you notice, and I don't hesitate to accept that I made mistakes using the slides, like 4 or 5 and all. It happened, but then I learned, okay, so this is also something which can happen. And it's fine. I'm okay with it. Today also I learned something. So this will also give students an opportunity to learn something new, and it will also give the teachers to explore and experiment.
Absolutely. Well, ma'am, since you said that you're a teacher, you have been a teacher, so you would understand that, you also mentioned that teachers should lead by example. So, if you could, build on that, how teachers can, lead by example. Because, there's so much stress of, completing the syllabus on time, taking attendance, and so many other administrative tasks. So, in that, sometimes it's very common to, fall into the trap of, giving into your emotions and not letting your child promote. So some tips for teachers, basically, if you would give, from your experience, as you mentioned.
The only tip I would give, and which something really helped me, and later on, like I worked as a teacher for 6 years, and later the last 3 years I would say were very smooth. And why they were smooth, I would say, because of pre-planning. Everything was pre-planned, and there was always a buffer time also,
Okay.
because it may happen that it'll not. Let's be realistic. Everything may not go always as per you plan. So keep some buffer time. See, plan how you'd like to do that. See how you can involve the students. The more you involve students, the more easy it would be for them to learn. That is the only tip. In fact, that is the thing which actually worked for me.
That's a very wonderful thought, ma'am. I think we should integrate this into, trainings and everything, how teachers can pre-plan everything so that there's space to interact, wholeheartedly with the student, basically. Very wonderful
In
tip.
fact, I'll give you an example. When so I was a teacher and I was teaching for in Banyan Club, Barodra, and we were doing. I was teacher of curriculum called Fast Track Kids. So this is how I learned. So there was subject economics now for kids. Now for imagine 3 to 8 years, it would be difficult to explain. There were simple things. Of course, the things were simple like barter system and all, the pricing and all. So what we did, the students half an hour, okay, half an hour a week, they made things, creative things, whether it is card or anything out of clay, paint and all. They would make those things. We teachers would help them put price tag on it, pack it, and on the last day of the term, a market was there, and the students, they were selling those things. So what have we done? We have involved them, and they have learned something new. They've got an hands-on experience. So that is what I mean. That try to give your students hands-on experience, and it'll be a wonderful experience for you too.
That's a very wonderful thought. Hands-on experience and pre-planning. I think two tips which I think teachers who are watching and who might eventually watch should swear by as highly illustrated by ma'am. Well, thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today. But before we conclude, do you have any tips for parents as well? To help students speak to connect, because we've covered teachers and students. Is there anything you have for parents as well, maybe?
For parents, I would say that, okay, I know it may sound like a stereotype, but don't pressurize your children. I would say, see, every child has their own liking. Some child, you may love to do art and craft. Some child will love to go and speak. So even if your child is doing art and craft, let them do that art and craft and give them a, hey, why don't you, I'll take your video, why don't you present the same? Why didn't you tell everyone what you did, how you did it? So what is happening? They are doing what they are loving to do, and at the same time, you are giving them an opportunity to speak. Give them freedom to do mistakes. It's
Absolutely.
okay, give them freedom to do mistakes. So if you're particularly looking like your child should speak in front of audience, speak your schools, I'm sure, and I've seen many schools conduct many contests or even friendly contests or competitions or any show and tell and all. Ask your child, hey, this is happening. Tell them, I'll be there with you. I'll help you. Come on, let's do it together. Rather than telling, no, you have to do it. Hey, let's try this. Would you like to try? Shall we try this together? And you be involved. See how you can involve yourself. Exciting, like creating small props. That will give them excitement. And that will encourage them to participate in these kind of activities. That's all I would say.
I think in general, across the board, I would say there has to be a shift in consciousness when it comes to for both for teachers and parents, so that they can make space for a child to experiment and learn what he likes. Because I don't think we give space to our children to even understand what they like. We just impose certain ideas on them. You have to be a doctor, you have to be an engineer, you have to be a scientist, so they don't get to explore the other opportunities that lie in front of them. And very rightly you've highlighted how teachers and parents can both do that. Once again, ma'am, thank you so much for sparing time for us and joining us today, and also, you know, sort of giving into our little demand of making a presentation. Thank you so much for that once again, and very grateful to you for that. Well, thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today. And I hope everyone who's watching the session today and who will eventually watch after this becomes a video, will definitely have some takeaways from this presentation and will understand, the methodology to speak to connect, basically. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I have put your LinkedIn and email over here. People who want to get in touch with you will be able to get in touch with you through these two platforms. And once again, ma'am, thank you so much for joining us. And I hope to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, Neha and the team. And I would like a simple message before I leave to everyone that we are telling everyone identify your skills. We forget to tell ourselves, hey, we have to identify our skills also and we have to see how we can use them. So I'm leaving you all with a simple task.
Yes, ma'am.
See, talk to yourself, know yourself, identify your skill, what skill you have, and see how you can use it. And trust me, magic will happen. Thank you.
It's a very wonderful thought, ma'am. Thank you so much for that sweet parting note. I hope everyone is taking note of it. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.